And it starts at number 10, down one spot, the Rangers.
Yeah, the Rangers were on the cusp of, if the Rangers didn't win on Sunday, they might have just gotten the boot for a week. Like maybe they needed a little reset. Maybe they were feeling the pressure of being in my power rankings every week this year.
Definitely
needed a reset,
all about you.
and that would help them. So they did win Sunday. I still believe in this Rangers team. Good starters, really good offense, bullpen, a lot of question marks, but I did have to bump them down. We've just seen them lose so much ground in the division for the last month, and they lost some more ground this week. They went from leading the division to now behind the Astros and the Mariners at the top of the division. So Rangers got bumped down to 10.
And at number 9, getting bumped up one spot, the Cubs.
Yeah, Cubbies here at number 9. Again, it's not really so much about what they did. It's about the Rangers doing more to go down, which is going to be a theme of this week's power rankings, Alex. Like nobody really nobody was great. Nobody was awful.
Yeah.
You know, just this is definitely the week with the least amount of movement in the power rankings.
Those are the only 2 movements. So let's get to number 8, the Rays.
Number 8 is the Rays. They're 83-54, still a really good record, still have a good grasp on that top wild card spot. They've been definitely playing better, but had lost a couple in a row heading into Sunday, won that game. So no movement for them. They're at 8.
Number 7, the Astros.
Yeah, the Astros week was interesting. I was fully prepared to move them up after the Red Sox series where they looked better than they have all year long. We talked about it. Like, this is the best. The Astros have arrived, right? Like, this is full.
They're back.
They went
Everyone's
into
healthy.
Boston, scored like 1 million runs in that series. They pitched well. They're back. They're healthy. Brantley back. And then they go and get swept by the Yankees. And look, as you know, we record Sunday night. That game is in the top of the 9th. So I would have bumped them up to maybe 6 had they not gotten swept here. But I'm going to keep them the same. And if somehow the Astros have some crazy comeback in the bottom of the 9th, when tomorrow's power rankings come up, you might see that come out. Or when today's ultimately come out, you might see this switch. But I'm imagining they're about to lose this game in 3 more outs. And a sweep to the Yankees. You sweep the Red Sox and you get swept by the Yankees in the same week.
You stay the same.
A lot of confusion. You're just going to stay. I don't know. Stay.
Stay.
Yeah.
Everyone's staying. Even number 6, Phillies.
Yeah. Number 6 is the Phillies, 75-61. I've talked about them a lot. I'm a big believer. I feel about the Phillies in the NL like I feel about the Mariners in the AL. That's the comparison to me. Now, completely different.
Yep.
Completely different teams. But that's kind of the, like, you point to the superstar. You point to the bigger teams in each league. Braves, Dodgers. In the American League, I think, the Mariners right now are leading the division, but like Astros, Orioles this year, the teams, like the really good teams. And I just feel like the Mariners are a team that's going to get in and that's going to be slept on. And I feel the same way about the Phillies. I'm really high on them, and I think they're good. They're here at 6.
All right, let's move into your top 5, which is the same as last week. Started with number 5, the Brewers. Yeah,
it's fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
They had a fine week. 76
Everything's fine.
and 60. They're still at the top of the NL Central. Did have a big series win against the Cubbies, but they're here at number 5 still.
Number 4, the Mariners.
Yeah, Mariners 77-59, still currently leading the division despite losing the series to the Mets. This was probably the most difficult power rankings that I've ever had to do, because you had the framework of last week's, and then you look of like, okay, who deserves to move up? Who deserves to move down? And if you move somebody down, somebody has to move up, right? But nobody was deserving of moving up. And I don't think all the NL wildcard teams that we talked about, like, that aren't on this list, the Reds, the D-backs, the Giants, the Marlins, they've all been playing poorly.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's going to move in? Nobody. Who's going to move down? Well, that means you have to move somebody up. And Mariners didn't have a great week. And they stayed put.
Yep. So did the Dodgers at number 3.
Been pretty, not just with our conversation the other day, but a lot of people have been having the Dodgers at 2. I've stuck with them at 3 and was prepared at any moment to move them up. This series that we saw this weekend could have been the big one
two weeks
move
ago
up.
is when they should have been up.
They lost the series.
This is okay now.
Should they have, though?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they were having the best month at that point in baseball.
Yeah, the Orioles didn't give up any ground there. The Orioles continued to play well. I just kept them all where they were. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to move the Dodgers down this week after getting obliterated by the Atlanta Braves. I won't do it.
All right, number 2, the Orioles.
Yeah, Orioles here at number 2, 85 and 51. The O's are just so much fun. I have so much fun watching the Baltimore Orioles. They're very good. Another pretty good week. That's the theme of this week's Power Rankings. They're here at number 2.
And number 1, best team in baseball, the Braves.
If you could move up from 1, that would be the biggest move of the week. The Braves are up from number 1 to really, really number 1. That's where they move. A++.
Yeah.
They are the first team in baseball to 90 wins, 90 and 46. They are very clearly the best team in baseball. I've been saying for months at this point, and I think this past series exemplified how big that gap is.
Yep.
I think we learned that there is a big gap right now between the Atlanta Braves and everybody else. And what does that mean come playoff time? Absolutely nothing.
Because anything can happen in the playoffs.
Because anything can happen in the playoffs. But the Braves are very clearly the best team in baseball. And they round out this week's top 10 Major League Baseball Power Rankings that did not have a ton of movement. Rangers moved down 1. Cubbies moved up 1 to just flip places there.
Yeah.
And everything else stayed the same.